Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a special episode of Black Plug in my Ultimate Decade Challenge. Anyway, before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump right into the video. I know everyone hates a long intro, but I just have to say thank you everyone for support of me playing this challenge. And since I do get more views currently as I'm filming on YouTube rather than Twitch, I decided to make this, at least first part of this video, a YouTube exclusive. So we're gonna flip a coin for all of my sims in secret, kind of. But then I'm gonna go into streaming right afterwards and I'm gonna do the whole aftermath of everything there. I'm so excited and I have been waiting for it for a couple of weeks now. Like, I was anticipating this video happening and trying to figure out the best way that I can do it. So you can see my whole family here. I decided to use Photoshop because that's the program I know how to use best. I decided to put all the sims that I currently have alive, which are 74 sims, on the screen at once. So rather than doing it spreadsheet plus flipping a coin, I decided to do it graphically plus flip a coin, if it makes sense. And the way it's constructed is kind of how my thumbnails are constructed for this century. You've probably seen that I have 3 different families on the thumbnail, and basically the family in the center is my main household, and you will see my main household on the bottom right. So how it started is I started with 3 siblings, right, based on the rules, and then like each of them developed their own families. And this is done in case you actually lose your main household or relatives there, so you would have to go to your side households originally. I luckily didn't lose anyone, but I also didn't let go of anyone, so I kind of kept all of them, and they're all evolving and ever evolving, and even though sometimes it's too much, I still keep them all. So let me guide you through how this is structured so we can easily go into flipping coins for all of them. So on the top line we have the first line, which is Lumberjacksons by default, and that's not many families. It's actually about 5 families here. Doesn't mean it's 5 households, it's 5 families that I took. And you can see here I put like different layers in red. So it's the whole families that go together per se. Let me quickly show you how it looks on family tree. So for example, Lumberjacksons were born when the sister of my first heir, Eleanor, married Henry Lumberjackson, and they had some children and so on. So everyone that was born from them per se is basically part of Lumberjacksons. And for example, they had a son named Alexander who married Osana, who are still alive, by the way, and they had Thomas, and Thomas married Eunice, and they have Peter. And they also had daughter Agnes, whose husband died, and she is no longer trying for pregnancies that she rolled for, so she's gonna die alone. But basically, this little family, for example, will be represented as 1 in my visual file. So anyway, the second role is the brother that my first heir had, which was Reginald's. So I call them the Reginalds, and they actually mostly share the surname of my main household, which is Greenwood, but they also have Colette, Richards, Kalani, and they have like a big Spanish influence as well. So this family actually, since I couldn't keep all of them in England, because I mean, there's not many spaces in my England left, or 0. So I married lots of girls out to different countries, and they went to France, they went to Spain, they went to Hawaii, like they are different areas of this family, and I think it's the most mixed family nationality-wise at this point. And then we have my main household, which are all children of my first heir, which was Adam. And current heir is Gilbert, this dude here that looks like Santa. So, and all the sims to the right of him, his children. He's still an heir, but his eldest son, Richard, is already married and has 2 sons, as you can see here. So anyway, this is how the file works. I hope this is clear. If not, I hope it will get clear soon. And now let's go and read a little bit the rules of Morbid that she put for the Black Plug. So I'm currently using the rules here of 1300s, the Middle Ages, which can also be called the medieval period. And we are in 1348, and this is the Black Plug. The Black Death was the second great natural disaster to strike Europe during the late Middle Ages and is estimated to have killed 30% to 60% of the European population, as well as about 1/3 of the population of the Middle East. So in 1348, flip a coin to see which of your sims live or die. If the coin lands on heads, then your sims die of the Black Plague. If the coin lands on tails, then your sim lives and survives the Black Plague. Roll for every single sim in your main and side households. So since it's in Europe, but I already extended further than Europe, I'm also gonna roll for my Hawaiian family. And the only reason I have Hawaiian family is because I actually just installed Island Living, and I really like to marry default / base game or pack related sims into my family. So you will see I have a goth household and Richards from Roomies. So I also had my actually Island Living started with Mitchell Kalani from Roomies, since he also has a Hawaiian surname. So he is the one married in my family now. Anyways, let's go ahead and start flipping coin. This is so sad, but also so exciting. And I can't wait to make all the decisions for the aftermath. Alright, so this is our new view. And I put the, where is it? Here. I put the flip the coin right here. So if I get heads, the sims die. If I get tails, the sims leave. And I will try to keep my story time a little bit short for every family, but I don't know. Inspiration might strike, you never know. So let's start with the family on the far left. I'll blink them now so you can see what I'm talking about. And this is the Cornwells, or leftovers of Cornwells. So in this family we have Terence and Audriana. They actually rolled to never have children, which sucks for me because I couldn't continue Cornwell's surname in Ireland, and I basically lost any hope for Ireland at that point when this happened. But let's see if they die. So first we roll for Terence. Oh my god, and just like that, Terence dies. And how I'm gonna mark the death sims? I'm gonna grayscale them. So in this way we are visually aware of who is out of the family. Alright, let's roll for Adriana, his wife. She also rolled heads. Okay, so both of them are out. Okay, so the first family is gone. Now, let's move on to Lumberjackson's number 1. And we only have Brittany. That's actually a Britney Spears sim that I married into my family. And she's part of the, basically the heirs of that whole lineage of Lumberjacksons. So it will be very interesting to see if any of them alive. And the eldest son that she has is named Justin. And no, it's not because I hate Britney, it's because I completely forgot that she was about to give birth, so the game autonomously named the child Justin. So don't come for me, Britney fans, if there are any watching that, this video. So let's go. Britney. She leaves, okay. Then we have Justin. He leaves as well, okay. And then we have Nicholas. And Nicholas leaves. Okay, so the whole family is safe. That's incredible success, right? Then we have Huntingtons. This is Jay III. I think he's also from the Roomies household. And low-key, he is one of my favorites. Not he, but the whole family. I like Emma, his wife, and they just lost a baby in the previous year. So I don't want them to die. But let's see. First, Jay. He dies. Okay, then Emma. She leaves, okay. Then we have John. He dies. And then we have Julia. And Julia dies. Oh wow. That is so sad. I'm speechless, okay? So I only have Emma left there, and I'm not even sure I'm happy about that, because, I mean, I will not be remarrying her, and it's very sad. And it's a lot of sims dying. Okay, the Black Plague basically killed my favorite family. Great. Then we're moving on to this household. I'll blink them, and that's the household I made you example of the family tree of. So, we're starting with Alexander. He's basically living his last years in my game, but let's see. Oh, he's dying. Okay. Then we have Osana, his wife. She's dying too. Alright, then we have the son, Thomas. So let's see. Thomas leaves. Okay, then we have Eunice, his wife. She leaves as well. And their son, Peter. This is their only pregnancy chance. He leaves as well. What a success. And then we have Agnes, who's not gonna be married or try for babies anymore. And she also dies. Alright, so this went well. Like, we have a family, you know. Now, we have a big chunk of Lumberjackson, which are all of those sims. And they actually make the bigger part of Lumberjacksons now. It's because it's Goth household, and somehow Alexander and Estrid is the one in the long white gown with little flowers here. Maybe you can see my mouse, I'm not sure. But anyway, Estrid is one of my favorite sims. I married her with Alexander Goth, and they just kept on having children and nobody was dying. So it was kind of a quite successful experience for me with the Goth household. But let's see how the Black Plague treats them. So we start with Alexander. And he dies. Oh my goodness. Okay, then we go to Estrid. And I'm not ready for Estrid to die. She dies. No. No way. Okay, then their eldest son, Mortimer. I'm starting to have tears in my eyes. Mortimer dies as well. Oh, then his wife is Jessica. You can see that she is a little bit weird looking. It's because it's a Jessica Rabbit sim that I randomly found in the gallery and thought it would be fun to marry her into medieval times. And here we are now. Let's see if she lives or dies. She leaves. Okay, and their son Norman dies. God, I have so much killing to do after that. Then we have Robert. He's my favorite out of all of them. I don't know why. And he leaves. Okay, then his wife is Sibyl or Sybil. She dies. Oh my god, they only have one child. Okay, then their child Gemma. How to ruin your whole challenge, basically. She leaves. Okay, then we have Edric, who just got married, basically. He leaves, and his wife is Dita Von Teese sim. And I mean, I have a weird taste in sims, I guess. But okay, Dita Von Teese, I will love her. And she leaves. Okay, good. And then their son is, or their daughter is Eva. So let's see how this looks like. And Eva dies. Then we have Rosa. She was Rosa Goth, and she's the only daughter of the Goth family. Now she's Rosa Bridges. And she leaves. Then she just married Asher. So let's see if he leaves. Asher dies. Oh my god. Then we have Theobald, their youngest son. So let's see if he leaves or not. And Theobald dies as well. So here I am. Let me quickly check how many sims we lost only in that lane. So we lost 16 sims just now in this short amount of time, and 12 are alive. So it's definitely more on the bigger side of loss. And the only way I see we can recover a little bit is, first of all, Britney's kids, the boys, they will continue the Lumberjackson surname, first of all. And for the Goth, even though we lost Eva, who was daughter of Edric and Dita can still try for more babies, because they are the couple that is still married intact. I'm not gonna remarry any of the sims. It is what it is. I need a break. I literally took a break, like 10-minute break, to just clean my mind from everything that is about to happen in my challenge. That is so drastic. Alright, let's move on to Reginalds, or so-called Reginalds. Most of them are actually Greenwood, same as my main household, just in case you don't know. And we are starting with the first two sims, which is Reginald and Zoe Patel, his wife. They did some tries for the babies. They're currently a thumbnail family, because they're the eldest couple, or eldest descendant of Reginald originally, which is Benedict. he is, not Zoe, obviously. They had all unsuccessful pregnancies, therefore they will not be continuing being my thumbnail family for long, and somebody else will take over. But for now, let's see if they even survive. So we start with Benedict, and let's see. He lives. Oh my god, he's so strong. And then we have Zoe. And Zoe lives. Oh my god, they're unkillable. Incredible. Okay. Stay in my game. Whatever. Then we moving on to France. And we have Colette family. So it's this little part because Juliet already died. It was wife of Tomax. And Tomax is actually from amicable acolytes. Amicable acolytes from Realm of Magic. And since his surname is Colette, I decided to keep him as a Frenchman, and I married him as a Frenchman into my family. So let's roll first for him. He has 2 daughters. He lives, okay. And Isabel, his eldest, lives. And Christiane lives. Oh my god. Okay, France, you go, girl. Okay, so far nobody died. Then we are moving on to Verre, and they look like that. This is the part. So the eldest one, Jehan, he is actually brother of Tomax's ex-wife, basically. So that's the connection there. So let's first roll for Jehan. And he dies. Dang. Then we have Athena, his wife. And she dies. I have no males left in France. And then their daughter, Alison. I mean, it's Alipson, but I read it as Ellison, because I'm pretty sure the P is silent. She dies too. The whole family just washed away. Wow. Alright, next up we are back to England, and I really liked Darius, and I wanted him to be the heir if Benedict dies. But then his wife Rosalie died, and they have no male heirs, so it's just useless to put him as an heir at this point. Alright, so let's see Darius first. Oh my god, okay, bye Darius. Then we have Lena and Constance. So first let's roll for Lena. Lena lives, and Constance dies. Wow, this poor girl Lena. So this is so hard for me, you have no idea. So Lena, I guess, will move to Randall's house, which is the next set of Sims. Those blinking ones. So Randall is actually twin brother of Darius. They look nothing alike, but they are twins. And therefore Randall was supposed to become an heir, but now I'm not even sure. But definitely if he or Grace, his wife, is alive, then they will take care of Lena, since Darius dies. And we start with Randall. Okay, Randall leaves. Okay, great. And then we have Grace. Grace is also from Amicable Acolytes, and she also leaves, so they're definitely taking care of Lena, so this is decided. And then we have their 2 daughters. So the first one is Bridget, who leaves as well. And then we have Christina. And Christina leaves. Okay, so the whole family leaves. Incredible. This is the second time this happened here. So next family we have is not a family, it's just Edith. Edith rolled to never get married. And she's actually on my gallery in case you want to play with her or add her to your family, because I mean, she rolled to never get married in my gameplay. And she leaves. Okay. So next up we have this part of the family, these 3 Sims, and they are Richards. So this is my family in Scotland. And Gavin is obviously from the Roomies household. So let's first roll for him. Gavin dies. Gavin is also first set of war veteran. Like, he went through it. Then his wife Annabelle, she is my current eldest Sim in general. And she leaves, okay. And then there's son Viljelmos, who rolled to never get married. And he leaves as well. Why all the Sims that roll to never get married leaves? Then we have Kalani. So this is also from the roomies. But don't take them as they all like the same age, because actually Mitchell is married to daughter of Gavin. So I disregard the base game Sims ages in this sense. So first we're rolling for Mitchell. And Mitchell dies. Okay, then we have Margaretaya, who now I guess is stuck in Hawaii. And she dies too. Okay. And then we have Noah Kalani, their son, their only child. And he leaves. Oh my god, what am I gonna do with Noah? I might keep Noah in Hawaii somehow, give him a nanny of some sort until he ages up into teenager, if he is. And so that he can continue like Hawaiian legacy, you know, would be fun. Then we have another set of Richard's family, which are those two scenes. They are other two sons of Annabelle and Gavin. So we are starting with Bern, and he dies. Great. Then we have Macduff, which I think rolled to never get married. Probably. It was in the last video, I don't remember. And he leaves, obviously. And the last part here is the whole Spain crew. So we have a bit of a mix. So first we have Max Villarreal. He is the father of those two twin girls here. I don't know if you can see my mouth, but the last two. And they're twins. And Ildaria, the last one, rolled to never get married. She's also in my gallery. While Graciosa rolled to get married. So she married Diago Arce, which is a sim created by the game, and I just cast edited him. So anyway, let's roll first for Max. By the way, Max Villarreal is obviously from Get Together, from Windenburg, and he is this evil child that supposedly killed his mother, you know. Or at least we are guessing so. And he leaves. Then we have Diago. And Diago dies. Which means I lost also all my Spain influence in one go. Then we have Graciosa, his wife, who also dies from Black Flag. Great. And then we have Ildaria, that rolled to never get married, so probably she will leave. And she leaves. I hate it. Alright, so we've done the second row of Sims, and let me see how many we lost. So we lost 11, and we have 17 left. But still, 11 is a big number to lose. I basically like melt into the chair during this. This is so crazy. Let's go to my main household, or to Adam's family. I'm so scared. Okay. Let's go for it. This is so scary. Okay, so we start with Juliana. And Juliana rolled to never get married. She's in my gallery as well. So in case you want to... Actually, somebody, one of my viewers slash friends, did marry her into his household. And also Edith in his household, sorry. To the same man, because Juliana died in his game. Anyway, Juliana... Oh, she dies. So she was alive through all of this, and now she's gone. Okay, I'm not sad because she never rolled to get married. Then we have Cahill. That's a new household. George Cahill is from Stranger Wheel, from this airplane crash sim. I really like him. He's quite important for me for some reason. And he first was married to Cornwell's daughter. I'm trying to see if I see Cornwell's. Cornwell's are completely dead now. That's the first family we rolled for. But basically, he was married to the sister of Terence, and they had 3 children who all died at birth, and at some point also she died. Honora was her name. So then I remarried him to Gotha. And let's see if they survive through that. So first we roll for George. And he dies. Okay. Well, I tried George. I tried. Then we have his wife Gotha. She's actually from Spain. And she dies. No. And they have a son called Erk. So let's see if Erk lives. Also Erk dies. Okay, the whole Cahill family is out. Right, then we have one last family before my main household, and this is Greenwoods, and basically that's Gilbert's, who is the gray-haired man, younger brother's family. So he had a younger brother named Simon, And Simon married Luna. This is Luna Villarreal, also from Get Together from Windenburg, and she's obviously sister of Max, therefore, who is right there. Max and Hugo who died, and Hugo was married to Gota's mother, so actually she's a niece. It's a weird mix. I don't want to get into it. I don't know the names of all the families. How to like sister, brother, that's my limit. So first of all, Luna, let's roll for her. Okay, Luna leaves. Then we have her son, William. William leaves. Okay, his wife, Dina. Dina leaves. Okay, that's great. Then we have their two children. First one is Sarah. Sarah leaves, and we have Edward. Well, do you see like there's a newborn picture? That's not a picture I was able to take. That's the picture I found online of a newborn, and I just popped it in there. So Edward, let's see. Please leave. Okay, Edward lives too. The whole family survives. Okay, that's quite tight, because if everyone in my main household now will die, at least I have another option. Okay, so let's memorize this moment, because now we're going into the main household. What a mess it's going to be. We might change the heir at this spot, so let's start precisely with my heir, Gilbert. He leaves. Okay, great. Oof. Then we have Richard, his eldest son, who is the future heir, and he leaves as well. Okay. Then we have Margaret, Richard's wife. She dies. Margaret dies. Okay, that's a problem. Then we have Philip, their eldest son. So let's see that. Philip dies. And actually Philip and Osbert, the next son, they are part of triplets. They also had another son called Edward, and he died at birth. So now let's roll for Osbert. Osbert dies as well. Okay, so potentially Richard has to start a whole new family. And then we have 3 younger brothers of Richard. So let's start with Adam. Adam leaves. Then we have Dennis. Dennis leaves. And last but not least, we have Christopher. Christopher dies. Oof. Okay, so we lost 8 Sims and we have 9 Sims still alive. And this is all the rolls. Alright, now let's do some calculations here. Alright, I did some calculations and basically we lost precisely 50% of population. I already see my thumbnail, 50% gone or something like that. Well, let's see if it's going to be like that, because I don't know when I'm gonna edit it. I know when I'm gonna post it, and it's not this month when I'm filming, not next month, and not even months after that. Yeah, I'm pre-filming quite a bit this, and in case you want to be part of it in real time, because I have family tree, I have spreadsheet, I have a presentation that I'm doing. If you want to be aligned with those, I suggest you to follow me on Twitch. That's where I'm pre-stream everything before I edit.
Eventually.
So anyway, I just finished updating spreadsheet and ancestry, and I realized that I made a mistaken calculation, and actually I have 39 Sims alive out of 74. So it's not exactly 50%, it's 52. I did a little stream, which nobody almost turned into, but they will regret it, because I'm pretty sure that this video is bomb. You know, I love this whole setup. So anyway, I decided that we will quickly go as an end to this video. We're gonna quickly go through the families and kind of see which surnames are keeping up and what is happening with every lane of Sims. I also tried to play a little bit and kill some Sims out of the game, but I realized it takes 1 hour for a Sim to die overall, and I don't have those hours, because I also found out that some of my Sims are actually expecting, and all of those Sims are still alive. So there's some Easter eggs there that I didn't remember existed. So let me tell you everything. So of course you can see my file and you can see everything. I have currently 39 alive Sims and 138 deceased. And if we go a little bit here, we can see how many males and females I had, what kind of nationalities they are, and age of death. And I definitely had different expectations, but considering we lost about 35 sims, I think. That's quite a lot now, and the generations, like generation 3 really bloomed, but now it's all gonna go down a little bit. Anyways, I cleaned also timeline, I still have to clean the pregnancies and so on. What I found out is that Emma, Rosa and Jessica are gonna give birth during Black Plug. And it's important to know that none of them is dying. So that's like 3 Easter eggs there. Let's check how this affects us on the family tree. So for some reason there's like no fit to the screen on Ancestry, and I hope you can see what I'm showing in detail, but maybe you can't. So anyway, I'll just show you quickly what's up. So this is Eleanor. She is a sister of my original heir. So she started the first Lumberjack Sons per se. It was the first line of sims we were rolling. Of course, she was a Greenwood, but her husband was Lumberjack Son, so this line I'm calling Lumberjack Sons. They had a couple of children, of which you can see the first line, they all gone by now. So nobody of Lumberjack Sons survived in the Gen 2, but we do have Gen 3 sims and Gen 4. So currently this is placement on the right of my thumbnails. So Brittany, Justin and Nicholas are still alive, they all rolled to live, and they are carrying the surname. Then we know that Emma, even though Huntingtons are completely dead and Emma is left alone, she is pregnant, and in case she gives birth to a boy, the Huntington surname will live through this whole thing, you know, so this is quite fun. Then we have Thomas, Eunice and Peter, and they ran out of roles by now, so Peter is the only hope in this family for Lumberjackson surname to still be present in the challenge. Then we completely lost the Italian part here, which was the Romeos. And then we move along to the Goth, and they were my biggest hope, my biggest everything, and I don't have currently an heir to the Goth name. So Norman died, but Jessica is pregnant. So Jessica might come up with something, and we might have a Goth anyway born here, and it could be a boy. So far Jessica only had boys. So we'll see how this goes. Robert, his wife died. I don't think I'll remarry him to Jessica, but I might. And he only has a daughter called Gemma. Then we have Edric and Dita. They lost their son or their daughter Eva, but there is still a big chance that they have like 9 pregnancy chances, you know, so, and they will continue trying. And the last Easter egg is Rosa Bridges. She's not a Goth, you know, but still related to Goth. She's also pregnant. So maybe the Bridges name will live through her. Now, I'm in Reginald's part of the tree, and it's the biggest one, actually, but also the one that was damaged the most in this time. So let's see what's up here. So Benedict and Zoe are currently the heirs of Reginald's legacy, and they are on the thumbnail on the left. So this is the part of the thumbnail of Reginald's. And we currently don't really have anybody here to support. So basically, they are not having child, so they are out. Then we have French part, which is Colette, but it's only girls. Then we have the next Greenwood part, which is Darius and Randall. Grace is not currently pregnant, and Randall is at war, so we don't know how this is gonna go. Let me come a bit closer here. I'm pretty sure that Lena will move and live with Randall and Grace. Then Edith is rolled never to get married, but anyway, she would change the surname in this way. And then if we go to Richard's, Richard's household has basically died out because Willielmus and Macduff rolled to never get married. Therefore, I have Noah Kalani alone in Hawaii because his parents died. So I'm pretty sure what I'll do is Annabelle will move and stay with Noah. So that's what's gonna happen. Then if we go to another Spanish family I have, a first cousin Spanish family type of vibe. Basically we have Max, whose daughter died, the one that rolled to get married and pregnant, while Ildaria, who rolled to never get married or pregnant, is alive, so they will just die out. So this means that in Reginald's, and their surname supposed to be Greenwood, we have 0 Greenwood potential currently, unless, of course, Randall and Grace have more children. Then we might. But for now, it's a very thin chance, and I don't even know who will eventually inherit this. There's literally nobody. So if in case we need a boy from Randall and Grace, they are the last ones who can. So funny to think about that though. Yep, they're the last ones. I was like trying to see if there's any options, but there are nothing. There is nothing. Alright, so we are moving on to Adam, and Adam was my initial heir. So after him it was Gilbert, who is right here. But let's quickly check what's left from the family. Alright, so the family of my heirs, or the family tree of my heirs, is actually quite easy to look at because it's pretty small. I'm covering here, but it's Edward. He doesn't have a picture because he was just born. Gail and Travis Scott didn't have anybody, and Richard lost his wife and the 2 children. So they had 5 children in total and nobody survived. So we can as well just close this, you know, and he will probably remarry. We also lost Christopher here, so we're waiting still for Adam and Dennis. Dennis is currently at war. We are waiting for them to get married, and hopefully this can spread out a bit. Then we completely lost Cahill's. George really tried to be in my family, but it didn't work out. So Gotha died, and Gotha was Margaret's daughter. All of this part is gone basically. We can just close it as well. You know. And then we still have Simon, who was a younger brother of Gilbert, of my current heir. His son William and his wife Dina are still moving ahead, and they do have an Edward in there with the surname Greenwood. So potentially this part somehow is surviving and thriving, and I'm very happy because I actually really like William. Maybe even more than my current heirs, because I believe William looks a lot like Greenwood, or like Greenwood should look. If you look at Benedict, if you look at Adam, if you skip Gilbert and you go directly to William, it could as well be that. So I'll try, of course, with Richard to have as many children as possible because it's his birthday on the 2nd day of 1348. I'm scared he will die, so I need him to get a baby by then. And yes, that's all for all those stupid rolls I did today. So this was so fun. I can't believe I lost so many sims. I'm gonna update all my spreadsheets and so on and so forth, but please bear in mind that all my spreadsheets and Ancestry contain spoilers. I don't know if like you're gonna get shocked from something if you find it in the spreadsheet, because anyway, I think it doesn't matter. So if you're curious to look at it, you can. Also, if you want access to my Ancestry tree, you can ask me in the comments and I'll give you a personalized link because it's one link access. So anyway, I'm super excited to continue. I haven't done yet showing or doing it all these actions in game. I did try to do it on stream, but it just didn't work out because it takes 1 hour for a sim to die in game. So I'm gonna be gradually killing sims off the game and updating graveyard and all of these fun activities, you know. But for now, this will be it and a culmination of the whole thing. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.